Today I was gifted with a snow day, so I thought I would create recipes that I've always wanted to make. I have made variations of them before, but I'm always saving recipes, so I thought today would be a great day to try them out. To start, I'm going to be making a chocolate and espresso creme brulee. I have 2 cups of heavy cream going into a saucepan. Next, I'm adding 1/4 of a cup of sugar. Just stir it until the sugar dissolves and the mixture starts to come to a simmer. Alright, the cream and sugar mixture has started to simmer. I'm going to add 1/2 cup of bittersweet chocolate chips to this. And now just whisk until it's all melted. Alright, you can turn the heat off now. I'm going to kind of fancy it up a little bit. To this, I'm going to add 1 heaping tablespoon of instant espresso. Don't worry about any of the coffee grounds getting into your creme brulee. We're going to be straining this before we pour into the ramekins. Alright guys, this next part is completely optional. I really enjoy adding Kahlua to my dessert. The alcohol will bake off, but I really think it adds a nice sophisticated flavor, especially with the chocolate espresso. In this combined, it will almost be a little bit like a tiramisu creme brulee. You can add a little more if you'd like. I'm going to let this cool for about 10 to 15 minutes while I whisk up my eggs and sugar. For this next part, you will need to have 5 eggs on hand. I'm only using the yolks of these eggs for this recipe, but do not let the whites go to waste. You could very easily make a great egg white omelet for a couple of people, even a meringue. There's many options, so do not waste the whites if you don't want to. So to separate eggs, this is my trick. I don't know if you might have better suggestions. If you do, please comment down below and let me know how you like to separate your eggs. But this is what I do. Crack open the egg. And kind of balance the yolk in the eggshell. And transfer back and forth until all of the egg white has run out. Pop right in. Alright guys, as you can see here, I have my 5 egg yolks. To this, I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of granulated sugar. Now you're going to whisk these to combine. Alright, that's looking great. It's a little bit creamy. Now you're going to slowly pour your chocolate cream mixture into the egg yolk mixture. Continue whisking constantly. I'm going to slowly strain my custard mixture into a clean dish. Alright, make sure all of it is reserved, so push through any left in the strainer. There are a couple grinds left in here, so as I told you before, don't worry about it, they did not end up in your custard. I have put 4 4-ounce ramekins into a dish that is a little bit higher than them. We will be continuing with a water bath, so make sure that you have a dish that has sides that are high enough. So this recipe makes enough for these 4 ramekins. You can easily have the recipe or double it. So I'm just going to be pouring the custard equally into each of the clean ramekins. So I have only poured enough that the ramekins are filled up to the little lip around the edge. Here I have a teapot with some boiling water in it. I'm going to be pouring very carefully not to get it in the custard, pouring around the custard ramekins. Alright, so I have filled my water bath up halfway up the sides of the ramekins. Now I'm going to transfer this into my oven at 250 degrees Fahrenheit. These are going to bake for about an hour. I would check them at the 55-minute mark and then at the hour mark. If they're not completely set yet, you can go up to an hour and 10 minutes. Once they come out of the oven, I'm going to chill them for about 3 hours in the fridge. By that time, it will hopefully be dinner time, and I will show you how to assemble the sugar on top and how to brulee them. My creme brulee is out of the oven. It is nice and set, so I'm just going to remove the water from the pan and let the ramekins cool. They jiggle slightly when you move them, but the custard is set. It is not a liquid anymore. I have my chilled creme brulee here, so now I'm going to be adding my sugar and showing you how to use the blowtorch. So here I have just your regular white granulated sugar, and I have the chilled creme brulee. I'm going to take a little bit under a tablespoon of the sugar and sprinkle it onto the creme brulee. Now just kind of work it around to make sure all of the edges are coated in sugar. The custard is a tiny bit sticky, so the sugar really has a nice time getting to all of the spots. So here is my blowtorch. It is just a small handheld kitchen blowtorch. So the way I use it is I have to pull down on this lever and then press the red button here. On the sides there is also a place where you can control your flame. So I'm going to start small, and I might increase the flame size as we go. So what you want to do is just start at the edges and caramelize the sugar. You can see it's already starting to melt where I'm putting the flame. I would rather have a smaller flame and take a little bit longer to do this than to have a large flame and burn it on accident. Alright, so before I finish, as you can see it's not quite finished, I'm going to add a little bit more sugar. This is not mandatory, but I find that I prefer a little bit of a thicker sugar brulee topping on my creme brulee. So you're welcome to stop at the first coat of sugar, but I find that the second coat really makes it the perfect crunch. As you can see, the liquid sugar is still a little bit runny, so once it solidifies, it'll be the perfect brulee topping. I am going to finish my other creme brulees now, and I cannot wait to crack into it, quite literally. Alright, here is the moment of truth. You can see how thick that brulee topping was, and you can also see how delicious the chocolate espresso custard is. I am going to try this now. Alright guys, let's see how it is. It is absolutely amazing. Please let me know how it turns out for you. I really hope this recipe was easy to follow. I know creme brulee can be a little bit daunting at times. It's really not that hard, and it is an amazing result. Have a great night, guys.